He paid off my car at 9:12 a.m. on a Tuesday. At 9:18, I told him I'd been planning to leave by summer. If you're already angry at me, get in line. I was angry at me, too, just later than everyone else. He did it the boring, adult way. No giant ribbon, no dealership confetti. Just a soft knock on the bedroom door while I was on my second coffee and half-dressed for a client call. "Hey," Armin said, voice careful. "Can you come out for a sec?" The kitchen island was an altar of paperwork, a stamped lien release from the credit union, a zero-balance letter, and a crisp manila envelope with title, "Transfer of Ownership" handwritten across the tab. He'd even printed out the DMV checklist with the little checkboxes already filled in. A fountain pen sat like a prop in a movie where men do the right thing before breakfast. "There's no way you..." I started. He smiled, shy like he gets when he's proud. "My bonus hit yesterday. Paid the credit union this morning. It's yours, Layla." Free and clear. The sound that came out of me wasn't a laugh or a sob. It was a choking noise people make when the room tilts and your feet don't know it yet. I'd been throwing extra money at that car for 2 years. Post-pandemic interest rate, Persian parents telling me never to lease, me telling myself I was independent while Venmo requesting him for gas. The loan was my heavy, humming anxiety. He reached in and shut it off. He tapped the paper with 2 fingers. "I called your insurer already. Once you file the title, they'll drop the lien holder. I'll take the car in for a checkup and new tires this week. You're good." I stared at the number beside current balance, $0, and felt my face splitting into gratitude and dread. Gratitude because this was radical kindness wrapped in admin. Dread because my March plan sat in my notes app under New Life. Don't chicken out, sublet an apartment with Rena by June. Keep the car because I need it for work across town. Have the talk with Armin in April after my sister's wedding so my mother wouldn't murder me in a formal gown. He was still talking gently. "I know you hate surprises, but the APR on yours was highway robbery. This is clean. No strings." My mouth moved before my wisdom did. "I need to tell you something." The sentence felt like the world's worst toast. He pulled out a chair. "Okay," he said. "I've been thinking about moving out," I said. The pause between thinking and about was long enough for a woman to change her mind. "I didn't." "In June, after my sister's wedding. I was going to tell you in April, The color didn't leave his face. His eyes didn't shatter. He just set his palm on the paperwork like he was studying it. "You're planning to leave," I thought. I started and stopped because the next part sounded like a script written by a coward. "I thought we were fading. I thought 28 is too young to be this settled. I thought if I waited until your busy season ended, you'd be less likely to fall apart. I thought 1,000 soft lies." "How long have you known you wanted that?" he asked. "A while," I said. "Since maybe the holidays." He blinked. We had just hosted both our families for Yalda, the long night Persian New Year, eating pomegranate and reading Hafez until midnight while my uncles argued about the best way to make tea. He had carved the watermelon into a lantern and carried my aunt's coat to the car in the rain. I had been plotting a neat exit. He didn't ask the questions I felt deserved to be thrown. "Is there someone else? Did you use me?" He just said, "Okay," like a man at the DMV being told to come back with a different form. "I'm sorry," I said, the words hitting the floor like glass marbles. "Everywhere, useless." He turned the title toward me. "It's still yours," he said. "I can sign something," I blurted. "A promissory note. Plan to reimburse you. My parents will." "Stop," he said softly. "I didn't pay it off as a loan, Layla. This was a gift. You can't reimburse a gift. That's not how gifts work." "I feel disgusting," I said, because the honesty finally tripped me. Like I took something with one hand while the other was reaching for the door. "You told me before you used it to leave," he said. "That's the smallest kindness you could give me today." "Thank you." He started moving through his checklist like the steadiness was anesthesia. "I'll email you a copy of the lien release and the title. You'll need to make an appointment at the county tax office. Bring ID, proof of insurance. I'll write out what to say, so you don't have to guess. We can sort the apartment after your sister's wedding if you want, but I'd rather not wait. You're not going to throw this in my face? Make me pay it back? He half smiled, the sad kind. If we were married and this came out of marital funds, we'd need a longer conversation. We're not. It's my bonus.
Issues.
Gifts don't justify me later. He wins that way, by being precise where other people get loud. I expected the rage. He brought receipts. That night, he slept on the couch by choice, no theatrics. In the morning, I woke to an email with the subject logistics/lease/car for your files. Bulleted, like always. Car, title and lien release attached. Call the tax office, script attached. I'll take the car in for tire Saturday. You'll get the service report. Apartment, lease ends August 31st. Options. A. We share until end. B. One of us buys out the other's share. Manager said it's a $400 fee plus proof of replacement tenant. I'm okay with either. Utilities. I'll remove my card from joint streaming today. I'll keep internet until the end and transfer it to you if you stay. Please take electricity by next cycle. I'll send the account info. At the end, a line that felt like a hand on my back and also like a boundary. There's no need to tell your parents I tricked you with the car. Please keep my name out of your explanations. The Persian daughter in me flinched at the thought of my mother hearing that her future son-in-law paid off my loan and got a breakup instead. But it felt obscene to turn his clean act into a weapon. He didn't give me that. My friend Rena came over with bakery cookies and the kind of hard love that sticks in your teeth. What are you doing? She asked, not rhetorical. If you're leaving because you're bored, say bored. If you're leaving because there's someone else, say his name. If you're leaving because you think a new apartment makes you a new girl, save your money. I'm leaving because I want to find out who I am outside of his competence, I said, hating myself for how Instagram that sounded. He makes life easy. And I feel like a passenger. So learn to drive, she said, nodding at the title. He literally just handed you the keys. We didn't talk to each other like we were enemies. We talked like two people who loved and were done pretending we didn't need different kinds of air. He found a short-term sublet through a cousin's friend. One room, a decent kitchen, the exact kind of bland, temporary space you choose when your life is an intermission. He offered to take our couch. I said keep it, my back hates it anyway. He offered me the mocha pot. I made a face and we both laughed because we have always hated the splatter. He took the car Saturday, texted me a photo of the tire receipt with the caption alignment included. He left the service report on the island and a note that read, torque lug nuts after 50 miles. He knew I would forget. He knows the future me better than the current one. We told my parents together because they raised me to be brave and because hiding hurts more when discovered. My mother's mouth became a line. He paid off your car, she said in Farsi, like an indictment and a blessing. My father fiddled with his glasses for a full minute before he said, sometimes love is paying a bill you won't benefit from. Armin kissed my mother's cheek and said, thank you for letting me be family, and then went home and took his name off the Hulu account because even kindness has a budget. People always want to know if there was someone else. There wasn't. I did have fantasies of a facade. Paris in the fall, candles and a walk-up, me riding in a linen robe like an influencer with a day job. Reality is more Target than travel and leisure. The apartment with Rena smelled like old curry and sun-baked IKEA. My back missed the hated couch. The car, bless its paid-off heart, needed an oil change at exactly the moment my freelance client pushed a payment back a week. On the day I took the title to the county tax office, I stood in a line of people whose lives were also mid-edit. I texted him a photo of the stamped form, because documentation is love in our language. He replied with a thumbs up and a short proud of you that I had to go into the bathroom to cry about. He didn't weaponize his good deed later. He didn't text me when rent was due to ask how independence feels. He sent one last email after he moved out completely. Subject, deposit/keys/car. Your spare is on the hook by the door. I kept the fob with a chipped plastic because it's mine. Return the parking stickers to management. Deposit split receipt attached. Your Venmo should show half in a few minutes. I left the car jack in your trunk. There's a headlamp and gloves in the small bin. You'll thank me the first time you get a flat at night. I'm blocking for a while. Not angry, just trying to let my brain rewire. If you need to reach me about anything formal, email. I won't read long messages about feelings for now. Take care. He wins, and not in the storybook, blow up your life way. He wins because he paid off my debt without buying a claim to me, because he separated cleanly, with receipts and kindness and no memo to the group chat, because he took the part of love that is boring. Appointments, forms, lug nuts. And did it even as I handed him the worst sentence I've ever said. He wins because he didn't ask for repayment, revenge, or romance. He asked for dignity and gave himself exactly that. 3 months later, when my battery died in the Trader Joe's parking lot, I found his headlamp and gloves in the bin he'd left and changed it myself while YouTube yelled at me. I whispered thank you into a Texas evening and meant it. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the clean exit. Thank you for not turning me into a villain, so I didn't have to be one. I'm still figuring out whether I left for the right reasons. I do know that the first time I drove past a street and didn't turn, the car felt lighter. And for once, that wasn't guilt. It was a zero balance, a quiet engine, a grown woman driving herself home. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. He quietly paid off her car. No strings, no performance. She told him she'd been planning to leave. He didn't rage. He handed her the title, set clear logistics, and stepped away with dignity. The lesson: real generosity doesn't buy leverage, and clean boundaries speak louder than revenge. If you like this video, please subscribe for more. Thanks, and see y'all tomorrow.